this afternoon there will be a game. This afternoon, Brazilians will not work. The World Cup is an amazing event, but the media covering sucks. I don't know how it is in your country, but in Brazil half of the news have to be about the World Cup. The world is on fire. There is oil leaking in the coast of the United States, flood in northeast Brazil, there is G20 summit, economic crisis in Europe, but all they can talk about is the World Cup. And because they have to come up with news about the World Cup, they make the most stupid reports. Who cares about the sunglasses of Maradona or the coats of Dunga? Who wants to see Beckham in the bench? Okay, maybe girls want to see them. But what is the point? We like the game. Show us the game. And enough with Cristiano Ronaldo. The guy is metrosexual enough. Another thing that bothers me are the commercials during the World Cup. They have to somehow relate the product with the national team or the game, which is pretty hard to do when you're announcing shampoo, cars, banks, and beer. Yeah, if you drink this beer, you'll be a better fan. No, beer only makes you a louder fan, and in a bar where you can only annoy more people that are actually trying to watch the match. But I have to admit, some of the reports are really cool. There are so many things we didn't know about South Africa. I think besides the Bafana performance, South Africa is already the greatest winner in this World Cup. There has never been so much talk about this country. Too bad Africans did not have a good performance in this cup. There's always a surprising team for Africa. Well, Ghana is doing the job now. We always cheer for Afro-Africans. They usually play the most fun game. To cheer for Brazil is not as fun anymore. We have been 5 times champion. In the first games, while the others are screaming goal, we're more like Porra, já tava na hora, caralho, vamos Dunga. I actually fell asleep during Brazil and North Korea. Every Brazilian team that is not champion of the world is considered a complete failure. And there has to be an explanation for the disastrous loss, which usually comes down to being the coach. And football is really a psychological game. One could put the yellow t-shirt in 11 horrible players, the opponent would still play defense, and Brazil would probably win. Everybody's really afraid of Brazil. Except for the French. Anyways, besides the Vuvuzela, I think this World Cup will be remembered by the Jabulani. I really don't get that. FIFA is really conservative. But in a World Cup they come up with that cheap ball. What is the point in gathering the supposedly best players in the world and giving them a rugby ball to play? Supposedly because, for some reason, some of the best players stay away from the national teams. Which is the case of Riquelme in Argentina. The best Brazilian player did not make it to the national team. His name is Tinga. Tinga is an amazing player. He's everywhere in the field. He runs like a marathoner. We say here, Tinga tá. Bola no ataque, Tinga tá. Bola na defesa, Tinga tá. Contra-ataque, Tinga tá bola atrás, Tinga tá lá na frente. Como é que eu vou traduzir esse trocadilho ridículo? Não vou. I only care about Inter. That is for whom I suffer, and God knows how much I suffer. I worry about having Tinga and Guina in the same team. I worry about the end of the universe. I think those two maniacs will collide so many times a new Big Bang could be formed. Antimatter could be formed by the acceleration of particles in the midfield. Who knows what could happen? But back to the World Cup. The World Cup is the time when we can see spontaneous manifestations of culture, and even patriotism in a good sense. Football is the instinct of war, being used in a very positive event. It's also the time to catch up with East European geography and learn about the new countries they formed in the last months. It's also the time to learn something about the host country. But above all, it's time to pretend we're civilized and enjoy how great it would be for countries to live alone together, in peace. Bye now.